हेमदासुतं भजे गणेशमीशनन्दनम् एकदन्तवक्रतुण्डनागयज्ञसूत्रकम् रक्तगात्रधूम्रनेत्रशुभ्रवस्त्रमण्डितम् कल्पवृक्षभक्तरक्ष्णमोऽस्तु ते गजाननम्। भूतभाव्य भव्य काव्य भृगुर्भागवर्जितम् दिव्यवाहिनी कालजाल लोकपालवन्दितम् भूतभाव्य भव्य काव्य भृगुर्भागवर्जितम् दिव्यवाहिनी कालजाल लोकपालवन्दितम् पूर्णब्रह्म सूर्यवर्ण पुरुषं पुरातनम् कल्पवृक्षभक्तरक्ष्णमुस्तु ते गजाननम्। हेमजासुतं भजे गणेशमीशनन्दनम् एकदन्तवक्रतुण्डनागयज्ञसूत्रकम् रक्तगात्रधूम्रनेत्रशुभ्रवस्त्रमण्डितम् कल्पवृक्षभक्तरक्ष्णमोऽस्तु ते गजाननम्। विश्ववीर्य विश्वसूर्य विश्वकर्म निर्मलम् विश्वहर्ता विश्वकर्ता यत्र तत्र पूजितम् विश्ववीर्य विश्वसूर्य विश्वकर्म निर्मलम् विश्वहर्ता विश्वकर्ता यत्र तत्र पूजितम् चतुर्मुखं चतुर्भुजं सेवितं चतुर्युगम् कल्पवृक्षभक्तरक्ष्णमुस्तु ते गजाननम्। गजाननम् एकदन्तवक्त्रतुण्डनागयज्ञसूत्रकम् रक्तगात्रधूम्रनेत्रशुभ्रवस्त्रमण्डितम् कल्पवृक्षभक्तरक्ष्ममोऽस्तु ते गजाननम् नमोऽस्तु ते गजाननम् नमोऽस्तु ते गजाननम्
Shri Kartikeya, Jai Kartikeya, Jai Kartikeya, Shri Kartikeya, Jai Kartikeya. Umasuttu Shri Mahadeva, Putra Parakrami Kartikeya. Umasuttu Shri Mahadeva, Putra Parakrami Kartikeya. Mahasengani Kartikeya, Mahadev Kartikeya. Mahasengani Kartikeya, Mahadev Kartikeya. Umasuttu Shri Mahadeva, Putra Parakrami Kartikeya. Umasuttu Shri Mahadeva, Putra Parakrami Kartikeya. Jai Kartikeya, Shri Kartikeya, Jai Kartikeya. Jai Kartikeya, Shri Kartikeya, Jai Kartikeya. O Sudha Icha Kare, O Sudha Drishti Pare. O Sudha Icha Kare, O Sudha Drishti Pare. Pavitrata se humko आलोकित करे. Pavitrata se humko आलोकित करे. आलोकित करे. आलोकित करे. Umasuttu Shri Mahadeva, Putra Parakrami Kartikeya. Umasuttu Shri Mahadeva, Putra Parakrami Kartikeya. Jai Kartikeya, Shri Kartikeya, Jai Kartikeya. Jai Kartikeya, Shri Kartikeya, Jai Kartikeya. O Shri माँ पे अर्पण है, ओ माँ पे समर्पण है. O Shri माँ पे अर्पण है, ओ माँ पे समर्पण है. आओ किरो आकी मुला, धार में दर्पण है. पूरा धार में दर्पण है. पूरा धार में दर्पण है. श्री Umasuttu Shri Mahadeva, Putra Parakrami Kartikeya. Jai Kartikeya, Shri Kartikeya, Jai Kartikeya. Jai Kartikeya, Shri Kartikeya, Jai Kartikeya. Umasuttu Shri Mahadeva, Putra Parakrami Kartikeya. Umasuttu Shri Mahadeva, Putra Parakrami Kartikeya. Mahasengani Kartikeya, Mahadev Kartikeya. Mahasengani Kartikeya, Mahadev Kartikeya. Umasuttu Shri Mahadeva, Putra Parakrami Kartikeya. Umasuttu Shri Mahadeva, Putra Parakrami Kartikeya. Jai Kartikeya, Shri Kartikeya, Jai Kartikeya. Jai Kartikeya, Shri Kartikeya, Jai Kartikeya. Umasuttu Shri Mahadeva, Putra Parakrami Kartikeya. Umasuttu Shri Mahadeva, Putra Parakrami Kartikeya. Mahasengani Kartikeya, Mahadev Kartikeya. Mahasengani Kartikeya, Mahadev Kartikeya. Umasuttu Shri Mahadeva, Putra Parakrami Kartikeya. Umasuttu Shri Mahadeva, Putra Parakrami Kartikeya. Jai Kartikeya, Shri Kartikeya, Jai Kartikeya. Jai Kartikeya, Shri Kartikeya, Jai Kartikeya. Jai Kartikeya, Shri Kartikeya, Jai Kartikeya, Jai Kartikeya, Jai Kartikeya.
सर्वेश्वरे जगदीश्वरे सर्वेश्वरे जगदीश्वरे हे मातृरूप महेश्वरे सर्वेश्वरे जगदीश्वरे हे मातृरूप महेश्वरे ममतामये करुणामये ममतामये करुणामये हे मातृरूप महेश्वरे सर्वेश्वरे जगदीश्वरे हे मातृरूप महेश्वरे सर्वेश्वरे जगदीश्वरे हे मातृरूप महेश्वरे। जगजीवने संजीवने समस्त जीवन ईश्वरे जगजीवने संजीवने समस्त जीवन ईश्वरे हे मातृरूप महेश्वरे सर्वेश्वरे जगदीश्वरे हे मातृरूप महेश्वरे। कृपालने जलधारने प्रतिपल भुवन हिजेश्वरे कृपालने जलधारने प्रतिपल भुवन हिजेश्वरे हे मातृरूप महेश्वरे सर्वेश्वरे जगदीश्वरे हे मातृरूप महेश्वरे ममतामये करुणामये ममतामये करुणामये हे मातृरूप महेश्वरे सर्वेश्वरे जगदीश्वरे हे मातृरूप शुभ कारणे मनमोहिनी विश्वेश्वरी हम हारिणी शुभ कारणे मनमोहिनी विश्वेश्वरी हे मातृरूप सर्वेश्वरी सर्वेश्वरी जगदीश्वरी हे मातृरूप महेश्वरी ममतामयी करुणामयी ममतामयी करुणामयी हे मातृरूप महेश्वरी महेश्वरी महेश्वरी.
Jai Shri Mataji, respected brothers and sisters from the global Sahaj family. Salam sejahtera dari Malaysia. Warm greetings from Malaysia. Before we proceed our session today, we would like to welcome some new and established yogis who are joining us for the very first time. We hope and pray that you will continue to join us every week to strengthen our collectivity. Let us now, for a moment, introspect and surrender all our ego, our conditionings, and all that is detrimental to our spiritual growth at the holy lotus feet of Shri Mataji. Let us sit in silence for a short while. Now let us fill our hearts with utmost love and respect for our Divine Mother Shri Mataji, the Mother of the Universe, the Supreme Goddess, to all the divinity within us, for ourselves, for our fellow Sahaj family, our families, and mankind in general. We will also pray for peace and tranquility to prevail in this world. Now, with our hands folded in the center of the heart and with complete reverence, we will pray to our Divine Mother, Param Puja Shri Mataji. We of children from across the world humbly seek your permission, blessings, guidance, and protection to have this global online meditation. Shri Mataji, it is only by your divine grace that we are able to gather and worship your holy lotus feet collectively, week after week. We sincerely thank you, Shri Mataji, from the core of our hearts for this wonderful opportunity. Shri Mataji, We will always remain indebted to you for giving us our self-realization. And we hope and pray that you will continue to bless us, to sustain this. And we will treasure it for eternity, Shri Mataji, our self-realization. Shri Mataji, verily you are the doer and the enjoyer, and we, your children, do nothing at all. Our only desire, Shri Mataji, is to please you, to be one with you always, and to be your humble instrument, so that we are able to spread your divine teachings across the globe. Shri Mataji, our humble salutations to you, again and again, from all your children. Today, brothers and sisters, we are again honored to have our dear brother, Brother Bagus Santoso, Indonesian born, living in Japan now, a very, very talented musician, particularly as a pianist, very humble and down to earth always, soft spoken as well. Today he will take us through the meditation as Sri Mataji's divine instrument. And at the end of the session, he will also play live piano music for us to entertain us with this wonderful devotional music for us all to enjoy this lovely session. Let us put our hands together and welcome our dear brother Bagus Santoso. Jai Shri Mataji. Over to you, brother.
Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji.
Thank you. Now, let us raise our Kundalini, take pandan. Let us raise both our hands in front of our chest and pray to Shri Mataji. Orang Puja Shri Mataji, please allow us to establish you as the Guru at the core of our heart. May all our attention be at your lotus feet. Let the left side of memory or past surrender to it. Let the right of actions of the future surrenders to it. And let your enlightenment prevail. We could put our hand on the lap. Let us say 3 great mantras. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Mahakali Trigunatmika Kundalini Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti Mataji Sri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Sahasrara Swami Moksha Pradayani Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha Attention Muladhara Chakra. Let us say the mantra Sri Ganesha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Shri Mataji, very verily you are Sri Ganesha. Sri Ganesha. Please awaken your divine qualities within us. Let Sri Ganesha Tattva shines within us. Let the light of Sri Ganesha Tattva penetrates each cell of this being, that we are nothing but innocence. Sri Ganesha, please give us divine wisdom and divine discretion. Now, let us put our right hand on Mother Earth. Let's say the mantra to Shri Mahakali, Sakshat, Shri Bhairava, Sakshat. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahakali Sakshat Shri Bhairava Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah. Param Puja Shri Mataji. Wherever you are Sakshat Sri Mahakali, you are Sakshat Sri Bhairava. Mother, O Divine Mother, please purify our Idanadi. Please fill our Idanadi with pure desire and destroy all impure desires within us. Please release us from attachments and conditionings to the past, which against our ascent. Please let us feel the joy of the Spirit, the divine emotion of love, of divine love, through our Idanadi. Now let us put our right hand on the left and left hand toward the sky. Let us say the mantra to Sri Mahasaraswati Sakshat, Sri Hanumana Sakshat. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahasaraswati Sakshat Shri Hanuman Sakshat Shri Adishakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Param Puja Shri Mataji, you are the true doer, you are the true enjoyer. You are not doing anything at all. Please release our Pingala Nadi from excessive pressure and heat due to our overaction and reaction. Please feel our Pingala Nadi with your divine vibrations. Please give us the humility, the surrendering towards the divine. We surrender to you. We surrender to you. We surrender. We surrender. Let us put back our left hands on the left. Let us put our right hand on our left heart. Let us say Shivoham 12 times. Shivoham, 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 Shivoham. Param Puja Shri Mataji. O Divine Mother, O Sri Adi Shakti, O Sri Adi Shakti, by your grace, I revolve as the pure spirit. By your grace, I revolve at your lotus heart. I revolve through your Brahmanadi. And by your grace, we are reborn about your Brahmanandra at your Sahasrara. Thank you for giving us the highest of the highest. That is self-realization. This connection to you. By your grace, I am nothing but a pure spirit. Not this thought, not this mind, not this body, not this memory. I am nothing but a pure spirit. Let us put our right hand on Agya Chakra. And let us put down our head. Let us say the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thine kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but please deliver us from all evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Let's put our right hand on Sahasrara. Let us massage our Sahasrara in clockwise directions using our palm, right palm. And let us say the following prayer. Shri Mataji, thank you for giving us self-realizations. Thank you for giving us all divine blessings. Thank you, Mother, for giving us all the knowledge that we can bear to improve ourselves, to correct ourselves. Thank you for revealing the greatness, the beauty within us. Thank you for always guiding us, correcting us, comforting us. Thank you for coming this earth in your human form. And thank you for always working hard for us. Thank you for allowing us to be your children and call you Mother. Let's raise our right hand above Sahasrara, few centimeters above Sahasrara, and let's try to find it, to feel the vibrations. Let us meditate in silence for a few moments. Let us listen to Mother's talk.
तुझा नाम करे बोलवा
केशवा तुझा नाम करे बोलवा तुझा नाम करे बोलवा
तुझा सारखा तुझा देवा तुला गुणाचा नाही हेवा
तुझा सारखा तुझा देवा तुला गुणाचा नाही देवा
तेरो वेळी संकटा तुनी सीमानवा केशवा मानवा तुझा नाम करे बोलवा तुझा नाम करे बोलवा भारतासाठी जागर सुदर्शना घेऊन हाती रथा दुनिया मानवांचा सीतारामा केशवा मानवा तुझा नाम करे बोलवा तुझा नाम करे बोलवा Sahaji, oh Bhagavan Sahajya Yoga. केशवा माधवा तुझा नाम तेरे गुणवा तुझा नाम तेरे गुणवा तुझा नाम तेरे गुणवा तुझा नाम तेरे गुणवा
But here, to do the puja of Vishnu Maya. Vishnu Maya is created through human effort also. As you see, the clouds, when they rub against each other, then the electricity is created. So first the clouds have to be created. The sun acts on the sea. See how many chakras come into play. Sea is the void and the sun acts on the sea. Also the moon acts on the sea. As a result of that, clouds are created. This electricity is not created in the ocean. That would create problems. It is created in the sky so that everybody can see it, can hear it. They see it first and hear it later. It's all well organized, well calculated. That is Vishnu Maya. But it was created also with some understanding by human beings on this earth. First of all, they saw the two clouds rubbing each other. So in the primitive stage, human beings tried to rub two material things to create electricity. So two material things, that is two parts of matter, when rubbed, created the electricity. It's very significant to see. Matter can be used to create electricity. The spark of the electricity comes from the matter. Without matter, they could not have started cooking the food. So how it has helped the void? First, from the ocean, it went into the sky, gave the message to the people to create the electricity. See the love. Then people learned how to cook the food for the digestion to be easier for human beings. How it comes back? From nature, how human beings learn and do it for the good, betterment, hither of human beings. This benevolent energy, which was meant for the benevolence of human beings, again was utilized. As you see, this is the creation, all this is of Vishnu Maya. That's why it's a Maya. With electricity, you can create a Maya. You know that very well, how you can create it. So many are here, luckily, in such a spontaneous way, so many who are dealing with this electricity in creating Maya. America is so much helped by this electricity, by Vishnu Maya. You're not thankful to it. Like you have got Niagara Falls, you have so many falls here. Again, the water, when it falls, it's come from water. When the water falls on the lower level, very lower level, then it moves the turbine, and those movements can create electricity. So you have hydrostatic electricity. Also, the electricity is produced, as you know, through coal. Now, here again, the Mother Earth works out for the betterment of human beings to create the coal in her being. I think she must be taking all the badhas, absorbing all of them in her stomach, and must be burning the stones inside her to make the coal. And then that coal is used for making electricity. How much the nature is working for our betterment. Your New York would not have been there but for electricity. It stopped for 15 minutes, and you knew the power of electricity. You cannot move without it. You cannot exist without it. That's why it had to be used and created, given you so much of benevolence. You cook with it, you see with it, you listen with it, you enjoy with it. You wouldn't have your televisions. You wouldn't have anything without electricity. You won't even have these exits here written. You would have walked into the walls. So much of this Vishnu Maya has worked. But she is a Maya. She can create a Maya. And this has created a big Maya in the minds of human beings that we are on top of the world. You are not. If electricity recedes from you, you will become again the same primitive people making electricity out of rubbing the stones. Take it from. This flow of electricity is available to you for your good and not for your destruction. But what has happened today is that using this electricity for your destruction. I remember about say 30, 40 years back, or even earlier, when we saw the American films, were beautiful films with substance in it. They wouldn't show one married man running after another married woman. None of these stories. Very pure form of beautiful family life. Everything nourishing was shown. We don't hear of any such thing where they showed evil winning over. Now you find they show a thief, and the thief becomes the hero. Then the people see those films, and the children, especially I've seen, have that thief as the symbol of something great. So they are going against the void completely, against the religion that is within us. Absolutely. The thing that was to nourish the void, the one that was to sustain you in your valencies, is now disturbing the void completely. That's the magnet towards your destruction. This is the Vishnu Maya who came to this country in such a big way and then spread all over. Has given ideas to everyone. People picked up all your techniques, all your styles. When you have Hollywood and all these very famous people here who have thrived on this electricity. But without thanking the Vishnu Maya, they started doing things which were against Vishnu Maya. This Vishnu Maya is the one who has helped you because she is the sister of Sri Krishna, and because this is the domain of Sri Krishna, she came down here to help you. Now she's the sister. This must be understood very well. Now sisterly relation is a pure relationship. Now, of course, everything is so confused. But that's the purest relationship between the brother and the sister. The brother is protected by a sister, and the sister's chastity is looked after by the brother. A brother who doesn't feel hurt if his sister chastity is in danger or she plays about with her chastity, he is not a brother. He is not a brother anymore. He is responsible to see that his sister keeps her chastity. Only her chastity can protect him. It's a mutual working. This feeling, if it does not develop, that she is my sister and that I have to look after her chastity, for that I have to behave myself well, so that she doesn't find faults with me. It's such a cleansing process this relationship has, as much as the electricity has the cleansing process for you. Everywhere what the electricity does, a sister does for her brother. She cooks for him. She tells him the right path. She enlightens him and sometimes shocks him also. They have to have certain shocks, otherwise they will not know how to work it. And the best of all, she's the one for whom you have to be very careful to know the technique how to handle your sister. If you do not know how to handle your sister, you can be absolutely wrong and you may get it something that you would never expect to get. So one must understand how to handle a sister. In this case, we have to know that the same was born again at the time of Sri Krishna as Draupadi. She took her birth as Draupadi. And when Draupadi was attacked by the Kauravas, they wanted to remove her sari. To remove the sari itself is a symbol that they challenged her chastity. Now, if you see in the Maya Nagari, women have no sense at all that they should cover this part of their body. In this Maya Nagari, the other way around, when I heard a very responsible person saying that in our culture, women must expose their body. What is this culture? It's anti-Krishna, completely anti-Vishnu Maya. Such people will get into trouble, I'm sure, with electrical problems. The brothers who do not bother about the chastity of the husband of their sister and also support him and asking to do wrong things, hide his things, are also equally responsible. Like in Sahaja Yoga, you know that a sister is to be protected and the sister husband, if he is doing anything wrong, he is to be told off by the brother. Like once in India, one newspaper passed some remarks about me. My brothers were up in arms. I thought now it's going to be terrible. How am I to manage it? It's a big problem. They were going to go to the courts. When I told them I'll not go to the courts, or I don't go, but we'll go. They told my husband also. My husband and my brothers put together was formidable. I didn't know what to do. I wrote to one Sahaja Yogi that go and see the editor of the newspaper, tell him that these are my brothers, be careful. They're very powerful people in India, and from here my husband. It's terrible, but they would not apologize. So I thought of another Vishnu Maya, that there was a big strike and the paper was closed for exactly 6 months. And they had to go in for a big, very big losses. And when they started, the people who were working there came back and said that, why did you write against Shri Mataji? we are not going to come back. And they had to apologize. So how the brother's love can compel even Adi Shakti to do things that she would not normally do? In the same way, when Draupadi was challenged, Sri Krishna was not in Hastinapur where it had happened. He was at least more than 1,000 miles away from that place. I said that Shankha Chakra Gada Padma Garuda Lai Siddhare. He came on his condor with all his weapons, Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. All these he brought to save the chastity of his sister. There are many incidents in our history. I don't know if I can cite anything in your history. But I would say, when I see Abraham Lincoln, I think he was a great brother to the Statue of Liberty. The way he fought for women in such pure love and without taking any money, without charging them anything, to punish the husbands who were drunkards. That's just like a very good, powerful brother to be here. But those feelings are now dying out, I think. But say in Russia, when I went to see Lenin's house, and throughout, apart from his wife, was his sister who helped him to type for him, to do all his official work. He has written volumes and volumes of books in that small age of 54 years. Volumes. First of all, he was in Siberia. And just imagine, this sister of his has typed most of it. Throughout in the whole tour, we felt the presence of the sister and the way she has helped her brother. This relationship is so pure, which doesn't want anything. A wife may say that if you don't me a coat, I'll divorce you. May in England, possibly in America, they say so. But a sister cannot divorce. She cannot divorce it. This time in the newspaper, they published the name of my brother. So I said, what can I do? He's my brother, so he's my brother. Good, bad, anything. He's my brother, I cannot divorce him. It's something, a relationship which you cannot break. Nature has given you this relationship. But when you come to the collective, it's very important that we must respect this relationship. If you do not respect this relationship, you cannot work out collectively. Like in a party I go and I feel something very funny happening. Somebody's wife is entangled with somebody's husband. All sorts of funny things happen. But in collective, if you know, except for my wife, the rest of them are my sisters. The purity settles in like that. You don't have to worry. They are my sisters. And your eyes steady out. Innocence starts pouring out of your eyes. It's a very, very simple thing. So in the eye, when you get your realization, you get a glint. You must have seen there's a shine. That is Vishnu Maya. That is the Vishnu Maya which shines through your eyes. And she's the one who makes you through the Maya of Vishnu Maya. This glint in the eye you must have seen in people who are realizers. And this glint in the eye is the one that makes you understand and feel the beauty and the power of sisterly, brotherly relationship. It In the beginning of Sahaja Yoga, I found it impossible to establish. So I said, let's try the Vishnu Maya. And it worked. Actually, naturally, we know this is wrong. We know that it is wrong. Naturally. You don't have to have a law for it. One lady came to America with her brother. And she told me, when I had not come to America, it's a funny place. She said, I went to America and we wanted to stay in one room because they wanted to save money. They said, no, if you are brothers and sisters, you can't stay. She said, why? I mean, in India, if you're brother and sister, you can always stay. If you are not brother and sister, then of course, you can stay. You don't stay together. The other way now. If you are brother and sister, you cannot stay in one room in a hotel under law. And it's a father and a daughter, you can't stay in one room. Absurd for us Indians. It's a shock. I said, but why? I just couldn't understand. Now I know what it is. That it has become now a law. To that extent, to us, it is absurd to have such a law. And as we have learned so many things from you about electricity, you also better learn from us certain thing about Vishnu Maya's powers. There's no harm in learning something for the roots. But the sister relationship always gives a very big cementing force for the husband and wife. I know if my husband tries to trouble me, his own sister will be after his life. And he better be careful about it. And same with me. If I do anything wrong, my brother will side with my husband and not with me. So it cements the relationships very well. In the history that I know of, two very beautiful incidents I'll tell you, which come to my mind today, is one of Shivaji. When Shivaji, it's twice it has happened in his lifetime, which is very remarkable. He was once presented with a lady who was very beautiful, and people had plundered her things and all her ornaments because she was a daughter of a Muslim courtesan, as you call the courtier. And they tried to plunder him, and they brought this beautiful woman before Shivaji. So Shivaji looked at her and said, please remove your veil, because Muslims have a veil. And when she removed her veil, he said that if my mother was as beautiful as you are, I would have been equally beautiful. What a thing to say. What a poetic thing to say. That is that if you were my mother, I would have been as beautiful as you are. Means you are my sister. And then he got very angry with all these people and asked them that you better take her away and never do such a thing to anyone. And not only, but he gave lots of ornaments and lots of things to her to say that she's a sister going to the husband with all respect and regard. And this gentleman, her husband, was a very deadly enemy of Shivaji. How he solved the problem with such purity. And then this gentleman became sort of a milder person with this gesture of his. Second, in his lifetime, we hear about a fort which is now very close to my house in Pune. There was a Rajput lady called Kamal Kumari who was entrapped by the man who was the officer of that fort, who was a Muslim. And he was telling this Kamal Kumari that you must marry me, and she would not accept. They had brought her from somewhere, sort of by force. and she would not accept. She was Rajput. And he said, by tomorrow, you'll have to marry me. This lady didn't know what to do. So, with someone, very secretly, she sent a letter to Shivaji with a Rakhi. But it reached the mother of Shivaji. Mother sent a letter, sent a message to Shivaji on a horse that come here as fast as possible. If you are eating your food, then come here to wash your hands. To that extent. And Shivaji was so obedient to his mother, very obedient. One has to learn from his character. He rushed there because obedience was his power. He rushed there and asked mother, what is it? So she said, no, I want to play chess with you. He said, why now? I must play chess. Couldn't understand. And she played chess and she won something. She could have told him, but she just wanted to sort of put a Vishnu Maya on him. He lost. Mother, what do you want? He said, today I want you by night to capture this fort. Today, yes. Then she showed him the letter and the Rakhi. Rakhi was so powerful that a mother had to ask her son, who was responsible for the deliverance of Maharashtra from the clutches of the Muslims, that he should go to this fort and capture it. Such a powerful message out of that string. So, all right, came out. He was quite upset how to do it. Suddenly there was one gentleman called Tanaji had come to invite him for his son's wedding with his uncle. And he saw him so upset. He said, why are you so upset, sir? He said, my mother has asked me such and such thing. He said, all right, I'm going. You don't have to go because you'll have many Tanajis like me, but we have only one Shivaji. I'm going to do. He said, but your son is going to marry. He said, first let my sword marry this fort, then I will marry my son. Such people we had also. Such sacrifice. Only on that Rakhi. Think of that. Only one Rakhi. All right. They didn't know this girl. They didn't know her father. They didn't know anything about her. They had never seen her. Can you think of somebody who will do like this in modern times? We are supposed to be very evolved, powerful, great people. Even in the pictures, we need not show it. Nobody will come to see such a film because they'll feel so low. And he went there and he used a kind of
Let us be in silence for a few moments. Now, let us say the mantra of Sri Vishnu. Om Tvameva Sakshat Sri Vishnu Maya सब सब श्री आदि शक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। Shri Mataji, please awaken the power of Shri Vishnumaya within us. Let the purity and chastity, the purity of relationship be established within us. Jai Shri Mataji. Now let us stand up for the arti.
सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी। दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी। दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जग में संकट कारण कितने लिए अवतार माँ, कितने लिए अवतार। विश्व में तेरी महिमा, विश्व में तेरी महिमा। तू गंगा यमुना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी। दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जो भी शरण में आया सुख ही मिला उसको माँ, सुख ही मिला उसको। बैठ के दिल में ओ माँ, बैठ के दिल में ओ माँ। लौट के ना जाना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। मानव में अवतर के कर दिया उजियारा, माँ कर दिया उजियारा। कलियुग में माया है, कलियुग में माया है, फिर भी पहचाना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। संत जनों की धरती है भारत माता, माँ है भारत माता। इस धरती पर आकर, इस धरती पर आकर, दुख से दूर करना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जब दिल में आए तब मधुर संगीत सुन लो, माँ मधुर संगीत सुन लो। हो सके जो सेवा, हो सके जो सेवा, हमसे करा लेना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्रीकल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री
Namo Namah. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalaki Sakshat Shri Sahasrar Swamini Moksha Pradayine Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha.
Bolo Saksat Sri Sakti Bhagavati Mataji Sri Nirmala Ki Jai. Let us pull down. And let us meditate in silence for a while. Para Puja Sri Mataji, thank you for giving us this opportunity to meditate together at your lotus feet. May the power of Sri Vishnu Maya be established within us. And let the power of Sri Vishnu Maya purifies the whole world. And may the light of Sri Vishnu Maya guide the humanity towards the right path, the path to the divinity, not to the destruction. Thank you, Sri Mataji, again. So this is to you again. Jai Sri Mataji. Let us raise our Kundalini and take pandan. Now, respect to Sister Mas Maheshwari.
Thank you, Brother Bagus, for the very peaceful meditation. Still very, very, very meditative. So you can continue to play the music so that we are able to absorb more vibrations with your divine
Okay.
music. Yeah, you can turn on your video and play.
Okay.
Jai Shri Mataji.
Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji, brother, it was really lovely. Is it possible? I sent you a message. Can you just see your message?
Thank you. Hopefully everybody hearing.
Is it possible for you to play Keshava? Madhava?
Kesamadava.
Yeah.
Okay. I will play that. Jai Shri Mataji.
Brother Bagus,
Yeah.
your devotion and your dedication is really awesome, to music. It's really awesome watching. And watching you play so effortlessly simply brings joy to our spirit. We just pray that Shri Mataji will bless you with more creative powers so that you can continue to entertain all your brothers and sisters around the world with your blissful music. In fact, a lot of brothers and sisters, every time they ask me, when is Brother Bagus going to play? When are you going to invite him? So they're all looking forward to your great performances. And it's always a joy watching you play. It's always lots of variation, and just spontaneously you played. So we are marveled by your brilliance. So we just pray that Shri Mataji will continue to bless you with more creative powers. Yeah. And thank you for taking time despite your busy schedule in the university and all that. Very truly blessed to have you, for this Sri Krishna Puja, Sri Vishnu Maya Puja is coming up this weekend in Kapela. So it's very apt that we just have collective joy with music as well, So thank you so much, and thank you to Brother Bhaskar for the IT support, and it all happened spontaneously today, and we are truly, always surrendered to Shri Mataji, and she always blesses with beautiful sessions every week, and we cannot thank Shri Mataji enough for all her blessings. And again, we thank all our brothers and sisters who have joined us or would be watching the recordings. We also thank all of you for supporting our channel and continue to do so every week, Tuesday, same time. So we look forward to having more collective sessions, and we'll meet up in the Sri Vishnu Maya Puja in Kapela. Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji.